Il est producteur, réalisateur et chorégraphe incontournable dans le monde entier. La saga Hight School Musical, c'est à lui qu'on la doit. Les chorégraphies cultes de Dirty Dancing, c'est lui. Le documentaire historique This Is It mettant en scène les coulisses du dernier spectacle de Michael Jackson, c'est lui qui l'a réalisé. Il a travaillé avec les plus grands artistes de ce monde, Madonna, Barbara Streisand, Elton John, Diana Ross, Miley Cyrus, Cher et croyez-moi j'en passe. Quelle fierté de vous proposer aujourd'hui en interview en toute intimité la légende d'Hollywood, Kenny Ortega. Hi Kenny Ortega.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Oh, you speak French.
Yeah. Comment allez-vous?
Très bien.
Bien?
Et vous?
Bien.
Okay, nice. Kenny, to be able to work with so many legends in the entertainment industry, do you have to be a legend yourself?
Oh, no.
Why no?
No, I think you just have to, you have to be sensitive, pay attention, listen, be open, and inspired. And I think, you know, and have creative options so that artists don't feel, you know, pressure, but they have options. But listening, I think, is the most important. No, you don't have to be a legend.
Speaking of the notion of legend, I suggest we review some of the legends you are responsible for. You have created the choreographies for the cult movie Dirty Dancing. How do you explain, Kenny, the impact your work on this film has had on the whole world for over 30 years?
You know, I worked with incredible people. First, Patrick and Jennifer and Cynthia and Jerry, all of them, just so amazing people, human beings, open, trusting, ready, willing. I also, you know, attribute so much to Emile Ardolino, the director, who was so, again, trusting and gave me an opportunity to really use my voice. That dancing came from my own history. My records, my love of dancing, and so I think just truth, that we tried to bring something that was honest and truthful, and it was relatable, and people, you know, embraced it.
Do you think that you have created the same thing at the time of the internet and mobile phone?
Sure, I do, because it came from my life. So I don't think that social media, you know, or technology would have interfered. It came from my own history, and again, the relationship that I had with all the creative people working on the movie.
And what do you think of the TikTok phenomenon which makes the planet dance through trends?
I love it. I love it.
You use it?
Yeah, I don't use it enough, but I watch it a lot. And I think, you know, dance is in a universal language. And what I love is that all over the world, you know, young people, old people, everybody is dancing and connecting with each other in a good spirit. There's too much negativity in the world and not enough communication now with you know, technology, so many people looking down, and I think TikTok is sort of reaching out more, and I like that.
You made the historical documentary This Is It on the scenes of what should have been the tour event of Michael Jackson and which became a film of legend.
Yes.
How did you assume the responsibility of such a musical testament?
That was difficult, you know. When I received the telephone call and, to do the documentary, I had hardly even had a chance to really grieve, and so I didn't want to do it at first. And then I discovered that if I didn't do it, maybe someone else would do it. And I thought, well, Michael wouldn't want this. I was there. We worked together for so many years. I understood what the goal was. So I felt responsible. You know, it was like, oh. And every day, you know, it was a challenge. Sometimes I would be in the editing room looking at footage and I'd have to just stop, take a walk, clear my head. And always I had a goal, which was to tell Michael's story, what Michael's intentions were. And I prayed that this would be appreciated, understood, and that and I believe it was. I felt very grateful.
Sure. You have worked with Cher, Barbara Streisand, Elton John, Diana Ross, Madonna, and so many other legends in this world. What is your plus, Kenny, that has led the greatest artists of this world to entrust you with planetary projects?
I have to put Bette Midler in there too. I think maybe what I mentioned earlier is, you know, like when I met Miss Barbara Streisand, I came to her house and she was interviewing a number of different directors. And when I came to her home, I was a big fan of her music, her film history, her theater history, so I knew her and had a great appreciation and respect for her work. And then, so I felt comfortable in sharing what I thought, how we could tell her story. And she liked my ideas. And I think that's it, it's just know who you're in the room with. And that's your best way to gain their confidence.
How do you become such a sure thing in Hollywood?
Oh, you don't.
You are.
Sam, you don't become such a sure thing. Maybe for today, but you never know for tomorrow.
You are, and you have to know it.
I wish this is true, really, because I enjoy what I do. I love it very much. I want to keep going, I want to keep doing, I want to keep creating, you know, and so from your mouth to God's ears, I hope that I still have many more years of enjoyment.
Britney Spears is now finally released from an abusive conservatorship, yes, that lasted 13 years. If today you were in charge of its artistic direction, how would you stage it to come back, Kenny?
I would put much wind.
Freeness.
Freedom. I would improvisation, no rules, break all the walls.
Is it difficult when an artist faced a lot of rules?
I think sometimes, yes, of course, yes. No one wants to feel boxed in. You know, for Britney, I just hope that her life now becomes just about more glass and more vista and more freedom and fewer rules, and where she can be able to be, you know, imagine for herself. If I were to work with Britney, and I almost did, but if I were to work with Britney, I would absolutely inspire
You
her.
almost did?
Yeah.
When?
When in Las Vegas, when she was just beginning her residency in Las Vegas.
The Piece of Me show?
Yeah.
For the Piece of Me show?
Yeah. Just before, but I was already making a movie, and so I couldn't even meet.
What artists you haven't yet collaborated with, you would like to work with?
I like Harry Styles. I like Adele, Beyonce, many actors. Bring me Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
So many, you know, so many. I love opera, I love theater, musical theater. I would love to do Broadway again one day. So a big list.
Since the beginning of your career, you have been a real dream maker. To be able to make dreams, Kenny, do you have to go through nightmares?
Sometimes. Oh yes. And you have to be patient and trust that the information is going to come to you. Sometimes Michael Jackson would call me and he was talking to me about channeling, that he was writing music because the ideas were coming to him from outside. And I think sometimes this is it. You have to be quiet and trust. If you get too worried, then yes, it's nightmare. You just have to be patient and trust that it will come for you.
Is it necessary to have experienced the suffering to make people dream? Do you have any suffering?
I think the more we experience, the more extraordinary life can be and mean. I think if everything was always wonderful, I think perhaps we would take advantage of that and not have as great of appreciation. I have suffered. and I have not suffered anywhere near as much as many other people in the world. So, but I think a taste of it enough, growing up poor and closeted and afraid. But yeah, I think it's important that we understand and have sensitivity and appreciation for that with those that have less than ourselves.
Do you take times for your own lives?
Yes. Yes, Dreamit Con is giving me that opportunity right now. Part of my own life is meeting the fans of my work and you know, coming to realize the impact, the positive impact it has. And so being invited to Paris now to be here for Dreamit Con is, for me, a personal, you know, fulfillment, a gift.
After working with the greatest, do you still have dreams, professional, to fulfill?
Yeah, sure, sure. To continue, you know, with raison d'être. Is that how you say raison d'être? Reason for being, raison d'être.
La raison d'être, the reason to be.
Yeah, yeah, with good choices, quality ideas, yeah.
Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, sure. That I wasn't able to make better choices when I was younger.
Which choices?
Just, I think, because I didn't, you know, you have to pay the rent. You have to, you know, you have to have food, that you say yes, yes, when you don't really want to say yes. Other than that, no, I'm very grateful for all that I have in my life and appreciate the ups, the downs, and everything that life has taught me.
You are, of course, young, but I like this question. What would you like to be remembered for?
That my work perhaps gave hope, inspired, and helped my audience, you know, feel better about themselves, embrace themselves. I like that. I had a rough young life, and there weren't a lot of heroes for me. And so I like to be a part of work that creates you know, images for people, all people, that can see themselves and realize, hey, if he can do it, if she can do it, if they can do it, I can do it. And I've met many people in my life now that have got, you know, graduated and grown up and now have families, and that say to me, thank you, you were a part of my childhood, and that you were an inspiration. And I think that's the greatest gift that my work has given me.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Kenny
Sam.
Ortega.
When I met you, I thought you were Zac Efron. I looked up and I was like, whoa, I thought you were Zac. You look very much like my friend.
Thank you so much. I don't think so, but this is a very nice compliment.
Oh, good.
So we can have a look on your social media. On peut retrouver Kenny Ortega, bien sûr, sur ses réseaux sociaux. Son compte Instagram, c'est Kenny Ortega Blog. Et son compte Twitter, very active on Twitter, c'est Kenny Ortega Blog également. Merci de nous avoir suivis.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Et on se retrouve très prochainement avec une nouvelle personnalité et toujours des confidences en toute intimité. En anglais aussi peut-être. À bientôt.